guys? We are back. Week number 10 of exciting NFL action. This week was absolutely spectacular. If you didn't have your seatbelt on in this game, oh my God, airbags did not deploy because this was sixth gear, all gas, no brakes. And of course, our Miami Dolphins played this weekend, and oh, it was not pretty yet again. Thursday night, the Baltimore Ravens took control of that second half. I think we probably watched one of the greatest clock management periods in the history of the NFL. The Ravens just ran it down our throat, did what they wanted to at will, ran down the clock in the third quarter. It was a while till we seen the offense play. But anyway, lots have happened. Chris Grier is no longer our GM. And the trade deadline came and went, and we're going to discuss it all with my main man, Marv in Johnson City, Tennessee. Hear me if you holla, holla if you hear me.
What's going on, Tim? Yeah, lots and lots have changed since the last time we spoke. The one thing that didn't change is Dolphin football is still a mess. It's not good. We looked really, really bad on Thursday night. So bad that Friday morning we fired the general manager. I honestly did not realize he had been with the team since 2000. He'd been general manager since 2016, but he spent a quarter of a century with the organization. And, I mean, I don't think Chris Grier's a bad guy, but he was just in over his head as general manager. He went through 3-4 coaches, never got the right hire, never got us going in the right direction for long periods of time. We would have flashes, and it was a time for a change. But I'm also a little worried that changing general managers isn't going to help as long as Stephen Ross is still our owner. Because I don't know if you saw this week, but Stephen Ross came out on, I think it was Saturday, and said that the new general manager was not going to make the decision on McDaniel. He was going to make the decision on McDaniel. So all that does is tell any possible general manager is, I'm not going to have no say-so. You need to hire a general manager that's going to come in and run the football team the way he wants to run it. If he wants to keep McDaniel, that's fine. But he shouldn't be handcuffed to McDaniel if he doesn't want to have McDaniel. I personally think we need a new coach. There's just been too many games this year where we've looked like he doesn't have control of the team. And we saw what we could do against the Falcons when we play decent or when we play up to our ability, but that was between two games where we looked absolutely lost, absolutely outclassed. We're trailing last week, and we had to call a timeout on offense because we didn't have enough people on the field. This ain't a middle school team. It's a high school team. It's not. How do you not have 11 people on the field in the NFL when you're down by 2 scores at the time and you're going to start burning your damn timeouts? Just horrible, horrible coaching.
And it's horrible coaching because we were raised in the Don Shula era. And it was notorious that Don Shula had the least penalized teams year after year. We always seen a smooth running machine during the Shula years. Jimmy Johnson year, even Dave Wannstedt was a disciplinarian. You can always say that about Wannstedt. He might not have been the great coach, but those Dolphin teams were disciplined. And here lately with McDaniels, Brian Flores, I thought was pretty good. But Adam Gase, Joe Philbin, it just seems like we have had an absolute shit show compared to Don Shula over the last decade plus of Miami Dolphin head coaches. Hell, 2 decades plus. Let me fix that. And it's just, I hope with the new general manager and Stephen Ross, you're right, meddles too much. I've always said he's meddled too much in draft picks. I think he meddled with us getting Kenneth Grant in the first round. I was like, what? Where did this come from? I think he is Jerry Jones, but in the worst way possible. He actually absolutely has 0 football IQ, and we don't plan on getting jobs with the Miami Dolphins anytime soon, so we can pretty much say what we want to say. That's why you listen to us, because we're only Fin fans. We're about the Dolphins. We're not about putting stuff out there like most podcasters. And, of course, people that cover the team that need to value their job, we can say what we want to say. And I'm just going to say it right here. If you ever looked at the history of Stephen Ross, it's not pretty. Anybody who's a billionaire or, multi-billionaire, you got to have a sense of narcissism about you to be able to run over, step over, and do things without a conscience to make money off people. And I'm not saying that all billionaires are asshole human beings, but there are scientific studies that, not really scientific, but whatever that, human nature, human behavior science is, it's saying ethically you can make $1 million, ethically you can make $10 million, but after that, you kind of got to be a dirtbag to make an insane amount of money. And I think pretty much anybody in our tax bracket, 2 tax brackets up all the way down, can agree with that to some point. So you got Stephen Ross, who, some people call him a slumlord. We're not saying that. But maybe Stephen Ross needs to sell the Miami Dolphins. And just out of my wish list, wouldn't it be nice if, remember Hunzinga owned the Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins? Dude, those Violas that own the Panthers, wow, dude. Or Mickey Arison, who owns the Miami Heat. Come on, let's get back to owning multiple teams, because the Miami Heat and the Florida Panthers are 2 very well run organizations that go to multiple championships, that win multiple championships, that's been winning and breeding a winning culture in Miami. Let's get somebody with the Miami Dolphins who's ready to do that. Not a so-called slumlord. We're not saying that, but it's time for Stephen Ross. Hit the road, pal. Sell the team. Don't worry about selling players right now. You worry about selling the team to somebody who gives a shit, who's not going to meddle, who's going to hire the right people, who's not just putting this in their portfolio. I'll be quiet. I won't say anymore.
I don't know if I'll go that far, but yeah, I do think you do have to have a certain type of personality to be a billionaire, and hey, more power to you. I wish I had that personality, because then I'd go be a billionaire and I could be the biggest asshole around, and I'd buy the Dolphins and I'd care. He wants yes men, and that's why he likes McDaniel. McDaniel's a yes man. Greer was a yes man. Before McDaniel, we had Brian Flores. Brian Flores was not a yes man. So what did they do? They blackballed him. They ran him out of town because he didn't want to draft Tua. He was right. Let's just, Dolphin fans admit it. He was right. And it's not because Tua don't have talent. But Tua had injury issues all the way back to college. He stayed hurt in college. Now, granted, he didn't have all the concussions, but he had a history of being hurt all the time. And I'll go back, way back on a list. Most of us, people listening to this, I know Tim remembers, we had a running back named Sammy Smith. We took in the first round of the 1988 draft. Sammy Smith. And when we drafted him, I partially didn't like him because he played for Florida State. But the real reason I didn't want him in Miami was because he stayed hurt in college. And when he got to the NFL, he stayed hurt and had fumble issues.
Bad fumble issues. Lost 2 games because
back to back. Back to back.
Oh my God, that was worse. That was horrible.
If you can't stay healthy in college, more than likely, you're not going to stay healthy in the NFL. Tua's been healthy for the last year and a half. But before that, he was hurt so much. And honestly, 2 years ago, we had a shot at home field and just fizzled out. And part of it was because he missed some games. But Flores didn't want him, and Flores got told to hit the road. And I think that was a huge mistake, because I think this organization would be so much further along had we kept him. We might not have had all that glamour and glitz and fun to watch a couple of years ago offensively, but you know what? I think we'd have won football games, and I think we'd have a playoff win by now.
I think also hindsight's 20/20, of course, but I was a big fan of Flores. I liked him a whole lot, and I really liked that turnaround he had. What was that kind of messed us up with the draft, but we had that run. Was it the season before he got fired or the season
No.
he did get fired where he ran off like, 9 of 11 or something like that?
No, it was that was the season before, but the season 2019 we were horrible. That was his first season, and that was the year that they were trying to get him to, tank. And we won some ball games that we didn't have any business winning. I think we only won like 5 games. It moved us down to the 5th pick. But he showed there, and then 2020 was the COVID year, and that was to his rookie season. And he coached through that and had a good little run at the end of the season, almost got in the playoffs. And then 21 was his last season, and that season was like a 500 season. I think Tua got hurt a couple of times, and they didn't mesh. Tua didn't have a great year. He didn't really want Tua. Tua did not fit his style of play. And so what did we do? We got rid of him. And I think I want to say we were maybe 8-8 that year. We didn't have an awful record, but I remember when I found out the day after the season we had fired him, I was in shock. I was like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
But, But, so that wasn't the only news. After we fired him on Friday, the trade deadline came and went yesterday. So this, because we're recording this on Wednesday night. Monday morning, on the way to work, I got an ESPN alert. I think I texted you and Fudge right away. We had traded Jalen Phillips to the Eagles for a 3rd-round pick. I saw some people online blasting that pick. We could only get a 3rd-round pick. I don't understand why they're mad. Jalen Phillips' contract's up at the end of the season. So he was going to
got
walk.
something for him.
He's going to walk in 2 months. And if we keep him, it's not like we're going anywhere. We get nothing. So, hey, we get a 3rd-round pick.
0.
And he gets to go possibly win a Super Bowl or at least challenge for a Super Bowl. So I thought it was a good trade. But I also thought there would be more trades. And Tuesday came and went, and the Dolphins were very quiet. As the Jets stocked up on draft picks, the Dolphins stayed quiet. So what? I don't know what that's telling me. We're 2-7. Is that our record? 2-7.
Yep.
And you're not going to trade and try to get some draft capital? Do you think we're going to turn this around next season with the players we've got? We're so far over the salary cap for next year. I don't see us making any free agent splashes. I'm confused.
Here's what I read, Marv. Marv, here's what I read, and I heard this on the Joe Rose show. I think it was yesterday or this morning. Might have been Tuesday. I think, it was definitely Tuesday because I like to at least tune into Joe Rose once a week. Miami Dolphin fans, you probably know this, but if you don't, Joe Rose, one of the best places to just, you got a passionate Dolphin fan, dude. Joe Rose caught Marino's first pass. We all know Joe Rose history. Great morning show on QAM.
Absolutely outstanding person also. I've had the privilege of meeting him like 3 times. I know Tim's met him. We've been together a couple times. We met him. Could not be a nicer guy with the fans. Just absolutely outstanding guy. And me and him share a birthday. So
him and Kim Bocamper, you got to say, and Nat Moore in a lot of ways, are like former players who just live and breathe Miami Dolphins football after the fact. Of course, you got Zonka, Greasy, they're around. They're Hall of Famers. They're doing their own thing. But you talk about 3 guys that I can name off the top of my head that you always see talking and always around the Miami Dolphins. It's those 3 guys. But I wish I could remember, because this guy has his own Miami Dolphins show too. And he had him on as a guest. He's on YouTube, but I tell you what, if the name pops to me, I'll say it. But right now, the 49ers set the historical record for the most dead cap space in NFL history. And the Miami Dolphins are going to surpass it and smash the record like Marino did in 1984. We are going to be, I think, around almost 40% of our cap will be dead money. And a big hunk of that's going to be Teron Armstead and Bradley Chubb. Teron Armstead is still getting paid handsomely by the Miami Dolphins. Bradley Chubb is coming off like a bandit. So and how this relates to Jalen Phillips, we would never be able to sign him for what he's worth. And you're totally right. We wouldn't have got anything for him. He would have left. And I'm a big Jalen Phillips fan. The Hurricanes are my college team. I mean, if he could wrap up and bring down some quarterbacks, he'd probably have 5 or 6 more sacks this year, and a game-saving sack at that. So we got a third-round pick. That's a win to me because we weren't going to keep him. He's not going to be a Miami Dolphin next year because we're not going to be able to pay anybody. Anybody who's up for more money with the Miami Dolphins, I'm sorry, folks. They're gone. They're out the door. And the Jets, they're going to get 5 first-round and second-round picks over the next 2 years. 3 in 1 year. Let's see how they do compared to us. We got Tua. We got Austin Jackson. We got Noah Igbenogany. And I guess Dolphin fans, you see how that looks. Austin Jackson, so far, is looking good. But we've never seen him play. He's always injured. He hasn't played all year. When's Austin Jackson coming back? Nobody can tell you. So let's see what the Jets, who have their own organizational woes, who have their own bad drafts historically, let's see if they can do better than we can. But the good news is I believe, if recollection serves me right, the Dolphins do, I think, have 5 picks in this coming NFL draft in the top 100. Or it might be next year, I'm not sure. But one of these drafts, we're going to get 5 top 100 picks. So, we got to get a GM that knows what they're doing to get these draft picks, man. Because, I mean, if there's one thing that's been a pain in the ass for the Miami Dolphins in recent years, I mean, heck, let's go ahead and say the last decade, is absolutely garbage draft picks. We'll hit one here, we'll hit one there. We definitely don't keep our homegrown talent. Speaking of Jalen Phillips. Okay, so we're back. Speaking of Jalen Phillips and the Dolphins' bad draft capital, about getting somebody who can get some draft picks going, a la old school Jimmy Johnson, baby. He was an excellent at drafting personnel. Gave the Miami Dolphins probably one of their best draft histories. And I think that would be a good idea for an off-season show, is the greatest draft classes in Miami Dolphin history. So let's write that down for off-season topics. But Marv, have you heard of any GMs the Dolphins might be looking at? Is there any rumor mills out there that you've heard of?
Yeah, I actually did. But real quick, when we're talking about draft capital, the Jets have all these picks. If you go back to when we traded Laramie Tunsil, there was not a team in the NFL that was a bad team in better shape than the Miami Dolphins. Because we had all these draft picks. Fast forward, we're in the same situation we were in 10 years ago when we traded him, or however long it's been. So we got to get a general manager that can make some good draft picks. The person I heard is actually, you're going to love this because of your conspiracy theories, is assistant, I think he's the assistant GM at New England, Alonzo Highsmith.
Oh, God.
Miami boy, played for the Hurricanes.
Okay.
Played for the Hurricanes, so he's a Miami boy. I heard he was interested in the job. He's the only name that I've seen kind of linked to it that's interested, that has made it very vocal that he's interested in that spot. So, don't know if there's much to that. I don't know how quick they're going to be to fill that spot. Unlike a coaching search, I think you can go ahead and do that in season, because you're not probably going to get a general manager with another team. You're going to get like an assistant or something like that. So, I don't know how quick they'll move on it, but hopefully it's fairly quick, because as soon as the season's over, we need to make a decision on McDaniel. We do not need to fire McDaniel till the season's over, because the last thing we need to do is get some intern coach in there to win 4 ball games and take our draft pick down. If I'll be honest, I want to win Sunday because who we're playing. I mean, I really want to win Sunday because I want to hurt them. I want to hurt them bad. But after that, I don't care if we win another game.
Well, the bad news is if there's 2 teams that are more of a dumpster fire than we are, well, maybe not one is. The other one is just, a team that's still trying to rebuild from their glory years. The Saints and the Jets. And the Jets are the dumpster fire I'm speaking of. The Saints, just going through a rough patch. Of course, they had 20, 30 years of being in a rough patch until Sean Payton got there and made that team legit. But it looks like they might finish with worse records than the Miami Dolphins if you go on paper, talent, what the schedule looks like. It looks like at best we're going to be picking third. And is Fernando Mendoza going to be there? That's the person that's on the dream list of dream lists for Miami Dolphin fans, is to get Fernando Mendoza, former Miami boy, who grew up a Dolphins fan. I'll tell you what, we've talked about it before. That would be our dream catch. Alonzo Highsmith, though, is interesting. I love that Miami Hurricane, and he lives by the Melton Bratton philosophy. If you got to give an arm, you give an arm. If you got to give a leg, you give a leg. He's old school you, baby.
I honestly think we'll be picking worse than third.
Oh.
Because you got a lot of teams with we still play the Saints at home. We still play at the Jets. We pick up a couple of more wins and we get 4 or 5 wins. I don't know how many games the Titans are going to win. I don't know how many games the Jets are going to win. I don't know how many games the Saints are going to win. I mean, I think the Jets and Saints play each other, so one of them will get a second win there. But I don't know. I mean, the Bengals have scored 38 points the last 2 weeks, and they still haven't won a game in those 2 weeks. So, I mean, we play them at home. They're going to be mailing it in by that point. We could win that game. I mean, so there's some games that we could screw up and win. Like I said, I just want to beat Buffalo to hurt them, and then I don't want to win another game.
All right.
And I think the chances of us beating Buffalo is very slim. I don't see
zero.
that happening. But I want to beat. I want to beat them. I'm not going into that game thinking of a draft pick. I'm going into that game trying to ruin their home field advantage.
And I'm actually going to be at the game this Sunday. Now, do I want to be able to talk mad shit to Bills fans and say you lost to one of the worst Miami Dolphin teams in the history of Miami Dolphins besides probably 2008? Yes. I want to dance right in front of them. I want to hear that, those Miami Dolphins victory songs. I love it. I don't care. I like to shake, what I'm saying? Give them some of this right here. Buffalo, send you home with a loss. I want nothing more than that. But Tennessee Titans don't need a quarterback. Speaking, unless something crazy happens, the Cincinnati Bengals don't need a quarterback either. So if we can just finish lower than the Jets and Saints, we can get our dream quarterback that Miami Dolphin fans have desired for almost what feels like a century since Dan Marino played.
Okay, but let's play devil's advocate on that. Let's say we do end up
I don't like playing
with the
devil's
second or third. Say we do end up with the third pick. Say the Jets win some games and end up 5th. The Titans end up with the first pick. With all the draft capital the Jets just got,
they can trade up.
You don't think they're going to bundle that up and go ahead of us to pick who they want to pick? I mean, I kind of hope the Jets would do that and then miss on the pick instead of having all those picks. But if they really want a quarterback, even if they don't have the first pick, they've got so much draft capital now in the next 2 seasons. They can figure out a way to bundle and go up to number 1 if they want to, I would think.
Oh, they're loaded.
So,
But hey, you want to do our top 5?
Sure, let's do our because there was some shakeups this week. Some shakeups.
Oh yeah. And I mean that team that's kind of been in your top 5 that I still haven't put in my top 5 yet, it's starting to look like maybe the best team in football. But I'm not going to spoil anything. I'm going to wait till you say it because I know they're going to be in your top 5. They've never been in my top 5, so let's see what happens.
All right, let's recap last week real quick. Both of us had the same top 3.
Yep.
And 2 of them lost and 1 of them didn't play. We had the Lions, the Colts at 1 and 2. The Eagles were at 3. Number 4, I had Tampa. You had Kansas City. So you had your top 4 all lose. Number 5, I had the Broncos and you had the Rams. So week 9, we're back to you going first, I do believe. So who's your number 5?
Woo! Okay. beating Kansas City was big for me, and without Taylor Swift in the house, though, so I don't consider that a true victory by the Buffalo Bills. If you don't beat the Chiefs with Taylor Swift, it's not a real victory over the Chiefs. Buffalo Bills is my number 5. I don't like it, but they're my number 5.
You're going to hate mine because I've got them higher.
Oh, how dare you?
Hey, remember when I had them high earlier in the season? They lost 2 in a row.
Oh yeah,
I'm trying it again.
Let's jinx them.
So my number 5 is somebody you already had in your top 5, but I had them in earlier, but they lost the first week I put them in, and I think they lost to the Niners, the same team they're playing this week. I got number 5. I got the Los Angeles Rams.
Okay, nice. I think the Rams would be in anybody's top 5 at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I had the Seahawks in there 2 weeks ago, and I still think the Seahawks are very good. I think the Seahawks and Rams are 5-6 right there together, and they haven't played each other yet. They've got 2 games left with each other, so they're going to be able to settle it out on the field who's the better team out of those 2.
Well, and the way the NFL
All right,
looks. Go ahead. Oh, it's your turn to go. My bad.
I was just going to say, it's my turn. Yeah, it's my turn to go number 4. Number 4. I've had them kind of sitting there for the last 2 weeks. They didn't play last week. They beat a Panther team by 20 the week before. I still don't understand how they lost to Detroit with a backup secondary, but I've got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as my number 4 team.
Woo! Man, I like it.
Late to the party, but I do like Baker Mayfield. I like what he does. He's fun to watch. He's very, very fun to watch.
Oh,
I think we talked about it on one of our podcasts. It didn't actually get put online, but he reminds me of clips of Fran Tarkenton. If you go back and watch clips of Fran Tarkenton, the way he played the game, the way he scrambled around, the way he was a gunslinger, Baker Mayfield's got a lot of that in him. He's fun to watch. So that's my number 4.
But let's hope, unlike Fran Tarkenton, he can win a Super Bowl. Because if I had to pick a couple teams that I would like to see win a Super Bowl, of course, I didn't like Tom Brady winning the Super Bowl with the Bucs, but I like Baker Mayfield winning the Super Bowl with the Bucs a whole lot. So let's hope he's not Fran Tarkenton in that sense, like Jim Kelly, just a big old choker. I'm Jim Choker Kelly. What we're talking about, top 5, right? NFL teams.
You're number 4. Who's your number 4?
And
4
no, I'm
horsemen.
not.
Woo! Who you got?
Woo! And by the way, anybody that knows me, I'm not making cancer jokes about Jim Kelly. I'm a huge college Jim Kelly fan. You know what I'm saying? All he did for Miami, he just chokes in Super Bowls. That's what I'm saying. So don't take it the wrong way. Don't call the PC police on me. I love you, Jim Kelly. You'll always be a Miami Hurricane, even though you played for Buffalo. All right, so my number 4 team.
I ain't got no use for you, Jim Kelly.
My number 4 team is, wow, we hit it on exactly. I like the Bucs at number 4 too. I think they're one of the most exciting teams in the NFL. They're the kind of team that can beat absolutely anybody. And they're also the kind of team that could probably lose to anybody. But it's the NFL.
Yeah, I mean, they don't they're close every week. But with that quarterback, he finds ways to make plays down the stretch more times than not and wins them ball games. And, man, you got to love that. I mean, as a fan that I don't believe in second favorite teams. I think that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard when somebody says, well, my second favorite team, or like one guy used to say, well, my favorite NFC team's the Panthers. I mean, whatever. I don't have a second favorite team. But I do enjoy watching certain players. I do enjoy watching certain players. Like, I love watching Mahomes. I know people kind of get burnt out on him, but Patrick Mahomes is a fun quarterback to watch. And I feel like Baker Mayfield's a fun quarterback to watch also.
Hey, well, you know what they say,
So,
Mahomes,
you're number 3.
no problems. My number 3, this is our Colts. This is our team. We bleed blue. I think they got into a trap game last week. And, they had a nice little, stand there at the end. But, I mean, classic trap game, playing in Pittsburgh. I mean, I think we even talked about that last week in the show, how that was a trap game. And I think that's what the Colts ran into. I think they get it back on track this week.
I mean, not to jump ahead to our pick section, but one of us picked the Steelers in that game because
I know.
I said it was
Good
a trap
pick, buddy.
game.
Good pick, buddy.
But having said that, I dropped the Colts out of my top 5.
Ooh, that's been a while.
And it ain't
It's
because
been
I
a
don't think they're
while.
very good.
Yeah.
I'm awarding the teams that I see right now playing really good.
Yeah.
This team did not have their best game on Sunday. Did not have their best game at all. They were on the road. They looked sloppy, did not play great, was missing some people on defense, but they found a way to win. And I love to watch. They're another team I love to watch. I love to watch their quarterback play. Even though I could not stand his daddy when he played at Auburn and beat Florida in '94 at the Swamp
Yeah, damn
and
daddy.
ruined Spurrier's perfect record at the Swamp. I got the Denver Broncos at number 3.
Ooh.
Denver Broncos.
Bonus. Yeah, the Broncos are definitely. I'm not going to spoil anything here. They're not in my top 5, but they're teasing the top 5. Amazing defense, and Bo Nix looks too legit to quit.
I love their running backs. I love their speed,
Oh.
power of their running backs.
Amazing running
They
backs.
look like a team that's. They look like a team that hasn't even tapped into how good they can be. So I might be going a little bit high off potential here, but I just see them getting better and better every week and more confident. So, and they get to play the Raiders tomorrow night in the Mile High
Raiders.
City. So they're looking at 8-2.
Raiders. Oh, so we get to see some great running backs. We get to see
My
Jimmy,
no-
Raheem Mostert. We get to see R.J. Harvey, the Ohio State. Am I correct? Or is that another guy? What did he go to school at?
I don't know
But-
where he went to school.
Oh, I'm thinking of J.K. Dobbins
think-
got me throbbing for some fantasy points. That's who I'm thinking.
That's who went to Ohio State.
The Ohio State. Say it
Yeah,
right.
when I was watching the Bronco Texan game, which I got wrong, but I think I would have won that game had Stroud not got hurt. But that's a different story. When Dobbins got the ball and was running, all I could think of you was calling him J.K. Dobbins, Throbbing Dobbins, and I was laughing watching the game. My number
Dude, that's a
two.
great name.
My number 2. I hope this jinxes you bastards. And I hope you lose. I hope all your damn players get took out on stretchers Sunday. I hate you. I can't stand you. I hate your stupid little fans. I hate your little stupid jumping through tables. I hate your coach. I hate your colors. I hate your stadium. I hate your city. I hate everything about you. I think Josh Allen's the damn Antichrist. But I got the Buffalo Bills at number 2.
Fuck Buffalo. Hopefully we do put the jinx on them. Is it my number 2?
I almost put him at number 1, really trying to put the jinx on him.
Oh, yeah. It's just hard to put them at number 1. But, hey, my number 2, first time this team's been in my top 5. It's your 12th man, the Seattle Seahawks. Sam Darnold. The Legion of Boom, Boom, Boom. Let's go back to my room. I'm done.
I mean, I like it. I like that a lot. I mean, I really felt bad for not putting them at like 5 instead of the Rams, but I just, honest to God, comeback player of the year, is it Sam Darnold or is it Daniel Jones? I mean, which
Dude, I mean, that's
one?
going to be a tough
I
one.
guess it's Jones. Because Darnold
Yeah.
had a good year. Well, Darnold had a good year. Darnold had a good year last year, so
Yeah.
he might have won it last
He's not
year.
surprising.
Actually, I don't know. So
Hey, Mar, this might be settled in the
Yeah.
Super Bowl.
but
This might be settled in the Super Bowl.
I mean, wouldn't that be something? I would take that Super Bowl right now. I would take Colts Seahawks in the Super Bowl. You know why I would take Colts Seahawks in the Super Bowl?
Because
That
there's
means
no
Buffalo
division
sitting
rivals
their
in
ass
there.
at home
Yeah.
watching it.
Buffalo watching the Super Bowl
That means
again.
Buffalo is sitting.
Yeah, that's all y'all
Buffalo's
do is watch
sitting
Super
at
Bowls.
home watching the Super Bowl.
You still haven't won a
Yeah.
Super Bowl yet.
Well,
I had a
when they go,
Bills
they
fan try
lose.
to talk shit to me. A young Bills fan. I just looked at him. He was like, dude, you don't know. You lost 4 in a row, bro. I know you weren't alive, but you lost 4 in a row. Fuck Doug Flutie. I still support. I still stomp on Flutie Flakes every morning I wake up.
I still one of the best visions.
They stepped on my son.
One of the best. One of my favorite moments in Dolphin, at least definitely the last 30 years, is Trace Armstrong just knocking the piss out of Doug Flutie in that playoff game. My Florida Gator just crushing him.
Get them, Gators. Get them, Gators. Get them, Gators.
So number one, I'm thinking we're probably got the same team up here. Who you got at number one? It's yours.
You've already said my team. I think the best team, and they should probably be undefeated if it weren't for some crazy endings in their games, and that's the Los Angeles Rams. Ooh, this team is stacked.
Wow.
I think this is your Super Bowl champion right here, is the Los Angeles Rams. Don't let them get home field advantage. Don't let them have to play in a warm, comfortable environment.
So we both dropped the Lions out of our top 5.
Yes, we have.
There comes a time they got 4 losses. I still think they're a good team, but they got some stuff they got to figure out. But I do not. I have a different number 1, and they've only got 2 losses. I think Jalen Phillips helps them tremendously. I've got the Philadelphia Eagles at number 1.
Oh, he's riding the Jalen Phillips wave.
So
I had the Eagles at number 6 on my list for sure.
Yeah, and I had probably Seattle at number 6 for me, but I feel like they had their little dip where they lost 2 in a row. Now if they go to Detroit Sunday, that Detroit really needs to win that football game.
They'll win it. They'll win it.
But I don't know if they will, because their defense is banged up again, and they just lost to what I don't feel like is a great Minnesota team at home. Were they looking ahead to the Eagles? Maybe.
Division rival.
Good teams don't do that. But good teams
the Eagles
don't
lost
do that.
to the Giants.
You don't lose your home games. Not at home.
Not at home, you're right. But hey, here's my thing on the Eagles, is I think at some point the pressure's going to get too hot and the refs are going to start calling false starts on the tush push. Because, they're guilty of it several times. They've gotten by with it, and I think the heat's going to come on that play. And I think it's going to be this Sunday.
But even without that play, they're still a very good football team.
But it's kept a lot of drives alive.
It has. I can't deny that that's not a big part of their offense. But even without that play, they're still. They didn't need that play to win the Super Bowl last year. But different team, we'll see. But that's our top 5. I love the fact that we're 9 weeks in and we're different. We both have Tampa at 4. But outside of that, we've got a lot of teams just totally different. We both have Buffalo in the top 5, which is painful. We both have the Rams in the top 5. But you don't have the Broncos, and you don't have the Eagles, and I don't have the Seahawks or the Colts. But I think both of those are very, very good teams. I could have a whole different top 5 next week. If Detroit beats Philly and we somehow upset Buffalo, I could have 5 new teams in there. I don't know. It's just a week-to-week thing on how I feel, what I see on TV, how I feel like they're looking. But I have a feeling Denver's going to make a statement tomorrow night against the Raiders. Not to tease my Thursday night pick, but
yeah. There's a lot. These top 5s can, and I never thought I'd have the Seahawks in my top 5, but it happened, And it's just like what you see on Sunday, week to week, says a lot, Says a lot. The Chiefs are probably a top 5 team, but they'll probably be there. They'll probably be standing in the AFC champion. But more than likely, they'll be standing in the AFC Championship at least. And it's time for our weekly picks. But first, let's have Marv wrap us up what happened last week.
All right. Well, we had 3 games different. 2 of them we've already talked about. I had the Steelers. You had the Colts. I won that one. You had the Broncos, and I had the Texans. You won that one. So the game that decided it was you had the Giants, and I had the 49ers. So I ended up winning for the week. I was 9-5 for the week. You were 8-6. So both had winning records. Not real gaudy compared to some of our other weeks where we did really well. For the season, I am 85-49, and you are 82-52. So I've got back my 3-game lead.
Oh, hell. Oh, hell. I got to go on a run this week.
So, and it's my turn to go first. So, all right. So, we got Thursday Night Football. We talked about it. I've already kind of said who I'm picking. Obviously, we got the Las Vegas Raiders coming off playing 5 quarters, going to Denver, to Mile High to play the Broncos, division rival. I used to live in Denver. This is a huge rivalry. These two teams, these fan bases don't like each other. Was actually stationed with a guy in Denver that was a big Raider fan, and he hated the Broncos so much it was kind of funny. But Denver's just too good. I'm going Broncos.
Oh. I'm going to go Broncos, too. I don't see how the Raiders win this game.
I don't either.
I'm sure Brock Bowers will absolutely be a terror.
If you got Brock Bowers on your fantasy team, congratulations, because they're starting to find him a lot more. I don't play fantasy football, and I gamble sometimes on players getting stuff on my sportsbook pages, but I don't play fantasy football. So, all right, 1:00 Sunday. Your turn to pick first. We got the Atlanta Falcons traveling to Indianapolis to play the Colts, coming off a loss to the Steelers.
Ooh. The Falcons team the Dolphins beat was not the Falcons team no Michael Penix, no Drake London. So I think the Colts win this game, but it's going to be a good game.
I think it's going to be a good game too, but I also think the Colts are going to win. I think the Falcons, honestly, for their record, is one of the most disappointing teams in the NFL. I had really high hopes for them this year. I thought they were going to challenge Tampa for that division, and there's no challenging Tampa for that division. All right, we got – oh, my God, what an awful game. We've got 2 teams – real quick.
Don't undersell it, buddy. Don't undersell
real
it.
quick. The bye weeks this week are the Bengals, the Cowboys, the Titans, and the Chiefs. The Chiefs probably need to regroup. The Cowboys are garbage.
Okay.
The Bengals need to find some defense, and the Titans are awful too. But these are 2 teams that are coming off a bye. We got the Cleveland Browns traveling to the New York Jets. I don't know who to pick in this game. I know the Jets won, but that was more the Bengals' debacle. I do like Cleveland's defense. I'm going to go Browns, but I'm not confident. I'm not confident in either one of these teams at all. But I'm going to go Cleveland.
Ooh, yeah. This is a game that any team can lose, and I'm not going to say win. Any team can lose this game, but when you lose 2 of basically the best 2 players on your team, probably. The Browns, I think, will run away with this game.
The good news is one of these teams is going to get a win. Either the Browns are going to get their 3rd win or the Jets are going to get their 2nd win. So, can help our draft positioning. All right, you're first on this one. We have the Jacksonville Jaguars after playing 5 quarters in Vegas. Heading to Houston to play the Texans.
And what I like about that football is it comes down to one play and it can change your whole season. And I think that's what happened to the Jaguars against the Raiders. That play Because, I mean, wide open receiver in the end zone. Wide open. And I forget the guy for Jacksonville who made the play, but I tell you what, it saved that game. It was a victory play. I think the Jaguars win. I got the Jags. And the Jags could be one of those teams, they could come out and open up a can of whoop ass, or they could lose to a can of whoop ass. I'm taking the Jags.
Do we know if Stroud's playing? How hurt is he?
I mean, I'm going to look it up on the phone.
I don't
now.
think he's playing. I think he's out.
Let's see. Cliff. Everybody, we're going to take a phone break here. Stroud.
We should do some research before we get on here, but we don't. People think that we look up stuff and stuff. No, everything we talk about is off the top of our head for the most part. So the facts that I spew, if they're wrong, I've just misremembered, as Roger Clemens would say.
As of 2 days ago, he remains in concussion protocol.
Okay, I don't think he's going to play.
Of course, as our experience with our experience with Tua, I'm going to say he's not going to play.
Well, here's the thing. Dave Matthews Band, whatever his damn name is, that quarterbacked the Texans last week. He did a pretty good job, but I believe that's one of those things where he was thrown into the game. Now you're going to have a Jaguar defense that can game planning. So I too like the Jaguars in that game. I just don't think they can get it done with a backup quarterback. So I'm going to go Jaguars. I am a little suspicious of, playing 5 quarters. That's a lot. Playing that extra 10 minutes. I don't guess it's really 5 quarters, but playing that extra 10 minutes, that's a physical. Football's very, very hard on a person's body, so that could take a toll. But I still like the Jaguars. This could be it's definitely probably the 1 o'clock game of the day. I'm surprised this isn't a 4 o'clock game. You got the New England Patriots traveling to Tampa to play the Buccaneers. Both teams with 2 losses. Dude, I'm telling you.
That's going to be a banger. God, I want to miss that game because I'll be watching the shitty Dolphins.
Me too. Maybe I'm picking this with my heart. Maybe I'm not. But damn it, I am not picking New England. Go Bucks, baby. Go Bucks. Tampa. I'm going Tampa.
Yeah. At home.
At home.
And it's going to be a really nice weekend. So, I mean, I don't think weather's going to be an issue. It's going to be like one of those 70-degree sunny days. But give me the Bucks, baby. I can't pick New England in that game. If I even had the slightest idea they would probably win that game, I still wouldn't pick them.
Yeah. Okay, this is a battle between 2 good young quarterbacks. I think one's got a little bit better team around him because
I'm excited
because of some injuries on the one side. But you got the New York Giants with Jackson Dart going to Chicago to play the Bears and Caleb Williams.
Say more. Oh, Caleb. Going to Soldier Field. This was a late 80s rivalry game back in the day. Phil Simms versus either Jim McMahon, versus Mike Tomczak, and I think Jim Harbaugh was in on that late 80s Bears teams.
They met in the playoffs a time or two. I want to say they played in the NFC Championship game the year the Bears won the Super Bowl.
I think they might have.
I know the Giants beat the Redskins in '86.
I think it's the Rams they beat in the AFC Championship.
Okay, it was.
Yeah.
But did the Bears play the Giants in the division round, and it was real windy, and the punter missed. They went to punt the ball early, and the wind was blowing, and it blew as he dropped the punt, it blew it, and the punter missed it, and the Bears got set up on like the 10-yard line. That was the divisional round.
I always felt like that was a hell of a Monday night game when the Bears and Giants would play. So. We got the Giants going to Soldier Field.
You knew you were going to get physical football when they played.
Oh, yeah. Real fit. Olivia Newton-John would come out at halftime and sing Let's Get Physical. That's how physical it got. So, here, give me the Bears against the Giants. Give me the Bears. The Bears.
If Scatterboo was healthy, I'd say, hey, maybe. But I just think the Bears have too much. I love what the Bears have done. And since Cameron fixed my computer and got us up and going last week, and he's from the Chicago area and a big Bears fan, I'm gonna pick this one for Big C. Go Bears, baby. All right, the Baltimore Ravens. Baltimore Ravens coming off a little mini bye, pretty much 2 weeks off because they got to play the Dolphins last week.
Are they back?
They're traveling to Minnesota to play the Vikings, who just had the upset of the year for them. The Ravens are on a mission. They are wanting to get back and win this division,
God.
And they're probably going to. I think Minnesota.
They can do it.
I think they beat the Lions last week in Detroit, and they might be feeling a little bit too good about themselves. And Lamar Jackson's unbelievable in this NFC teams for whatever that's worth. If he ever gets to a Super Bowl, I'm going Ravens in this game.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think the Ravens are on a mission from God.
Mission from God.
The Blues Brothers. Great
movie.
If you've never seen it.
You kids need to go watch the Blues Brothers if you've never
awesome
seen it.
Movie.
Speaking of the Blues Brothers, real quick.
I like. Go ahead.
Have you watched the John Candy special on what's it on, Peacock or
No?
Prime
I've been
or
wanting
something?
to though.
It's good.
I
Watched
love
it.
John Candy.
I watched
dude.
it.
We
watched
I've heard
it.
about this. Okay.
We watched it. I think Saturday night, Sunday night, something. Me and Christy. It's very good. Very good. He was so good. You got to love John Candy. But go ahead with your pick.
I mean, I love John Candy, and maybe like during the off season we take like an actor and give our top 5 movies, to break it up from football.
Yeah.
But I'm taking the Ravens. No way they're not winning this game.
All right, this is another great game. The New Orleans Saints going to Carolina to play the Panthers.
Ooh.
With a backup quarterback.
Woo! Oh, my turn?
Yep.
Oh, so no, Bryant Young's not playing.
I think he's out for the year.
I
I might be wrong, but I believe if he's not out for the year, he's out for a long time.
Do we take a phone break? Who's their quarter? Who is his backup? I done forgot.
It's Andy Dalton, the Red Rifle.
Oh, okay. God damn, Andy Dalton's still around?
Yeah.
Okay, Carolina. Gotta go, dude. I'm taking the Ginger Avenger, Andy Dalton, baby, to never surrender. Corey Hart, deep cut. I know. Give me the Panthers.
I too am going to go to the Panthers because I think the Saints are the worst team in football. Maybe the Jets now, since they traded away their good players, but the Saints have no quarterback. So, all right.
They're back to being the Aints.
Now we're moving to the 4:00 games. We got the Arizona Cardinals fresh off whooping that Cowboy ass on Monday night. They whooped America's team. That was fun to watch. They're traveling to Seattle.
Jacoby Brissett, baby. What's up, Jacoby Brissett?
Hey, I was telling a guy at work, some buddy of mine at work, shout out to Zoom. I said, what does this do for Kyler Murray? And he goes, well, Brissett's old. I said, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about they're seeing they're winning without Murray and they lose with Murray. Maybe it's time to move on from Kyler Murray. Maybe. But they're Arizona Cardinals.
And he's not starting this week.
Arizona Cardinals going to Seattle to play the Seahawks. I don't care if they've got Kyler Murray. I don't care if they got Jacoby Brissett. I don't care if they got Neil Lomax. They're not beating Seattle in Seattle.
Oh, Neil Lomax shout out. Roy Green. Give me a Roy Green shout. Oh, Stump Mitchell my ass. Stump Mitchell my ass. Dude, give me a Stump Mitchell, bro.
So I'm going Seattle. The Seahawks are going to beat
Otis Anderson.
Otis Anderson. Before he was Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah. Dude, what a great backfield, though. Otis Anderson and Stump Mitchell. God dang. Neil Lomax, bro. Shit. How they not win a Super Bowl?
You went Seattle also. Oh, I was wrong.
Yeah.
The Lions aren't playing the Eagles. I thought they were. They're playing a different NFC East team. The Detroit Lions, and this is another game we could win because of their quarterback situation the week after next. Detroit Lions are going to Washington to play the Commanders.
Oh.
Coming off that thumping they just took.
Mariota's probably one of the better backups in the league.
Yeah, he didn't show it the other night.
Ooh. Shit. So we got who? What's the game now? Eagles.
No,
and
the
Skins?
Lions. Lions at the Commanders.
Oh, Lions and Skins. Oh, Lions by a country mile. They right the ship.
The Commanders put the Lions out of the playoffs last year. I think Dan Campbell probably remembers that.
That's wild.
Detroit's going to whoop that ass. So I'm going Lions. So far, we've picked every game.
That's wild.
So
to
far,
me.
we've picked every game the same.
Oh, okay, shit. We got
The Los Angeles Rams. This is a big game. This is the big 4:00 game.
Yep.
The Los Angeles Rams
Yep.
are traveling to San Francisco to play the Niners, and the Niners beat them in
Ooh.
overtime in Los Angeles. So if the Niners win this game at home,
Yep.
they all of a sudden got tiebreaker on the Rams. So we got the Rams at Niners.
But here's the thing. Ever since the Rams went back to LA, it's always been a home game for the 49ers, let's be honest. But I mean, I just think the 49ers at some point, these injuries and everything's going to catch up to them. I really feel like the Rams are going to win this game, and they're going to win it pretty handily.
Look,
Rams.
the Rams,
Even though it's a division rival game, one of the biggest rivalries.
yeah, they met in an NFC Championship game a time or two also. Chris Everett against Joe Montana.
Call me Chris one more time. Call me Chrissy
I
one more
bet you
time.
won't call me Chris again. Sure I won't, Chris.
That's it. Sure I won't, Chrissy. Oh, man, that was great, dude.
So,
Jim Rome. Jim Rome. Whatever happened to Jim Rome, dude? Where the fuck
I think he
at?
still has a sports like podcast or something. I don't know.
Does
I think so. I might be wrong. He did a couple of
okay.
years ago.
I like
on
Jim Rome.
Sirius XM. It might be like a Sirius XM radio show.
Yeah.
I don't know. So the
Okay.
Rams played them on a Thursday night, and they had the ball down at the 10-yard line in overtime, down by 3. They went for a 4th and half a yard and didn't make it. That's how they lost the game. I don't see the Rams losing a second time to them. I, too, am going to go Los Angeles Rams. I'm like you.
No.
The 49ers are just so banged up. They lose. Every Monday I go into work, and my boy Zoom's just looking all. I'm like, congratulations on the win. And he goes, we lost another player. We lost another player. And I'm like, dude, I'm a Dolphin fan. I feel no sympathy. I was around for 1993. I feel no sympathy because you got injuries. I've seen it happen to the Dolphins over and over. 93 being the worst year. So, yes. All right, Sunday
Yeah, the
night
last
football.
10 years.
Sunday night football. We got the Pittsburgh Steelers. Fresh off that big win.
Oh,
Traveling to Los Angeles to
you know they
play
don't have a big head.
the Chargers in the Jim Harbaugh revenge game from the 1995 AFC Championship game when he threw the Hail Mary that barely hit the ground. You're up. Steelers, Chargers. Who you got?
So and the Chargers made a deal this past couple days that got them a very good offensive lineman. Am I right? I believe so. I believe they had to get some offensive line help, and they went out there and did it.
Yeah, if that sounds right. And I'm cut off from general public from 8 to 5 Monday through Friday. So I miss a lot of stuff. And then when I get home, it's like spend family time. So I don't, unless it affects the Dolphins in some way, I miss a lot of stuff till like the weekend.
They got somebody from the Saints. They got Trevor Penny. So, he was a 2022 first round selection.
Oh, this is my turn to go first.
But I mean, playing for the Saints don't help you any. All right, you go first.
I just remembered. Well, It's a long trip. I don't think Pittsburgh's that good. I said last week they would win because it was kind of a trap game for the Colts. I kind of feel that way this week. I'm going Chargers.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you could really tell when you watch the Chargers that offensive line is a problem. They have some major injuries there. So getting a really good, solid offensive line help's going to help them out a lot. And, I think that's going to rejuvenate, the running game for the Chargers, what Jim Harbaugh likes to do, what Justin Herbert likes to do. Don't give Justin Herbert time. He'll make you pay. Give me the Chargers. And, that was just one of those games where the matchup is just one of those things in NFL, where the matchups are perfect for you and you win a game at home. The Steelers ain't beating the Chargers. Lock it in.
All right. Monday Night Football. It's a good one.
Ooh.
The Philadelphia Eagles.
MNF.
Who
is it?
The Philadelphia Eagles going to Green Bay to play the Packers.
Ooh.
And you're up first.
In Lambeau. I feel like sooner or later this tush push is going to get called out with, not every time, but some of the times, be a lot of false starts. I think sooner or later the referee's going to call it. And what better place than Lambeau Field? You got the legendary, probably the most legendary stadium in all of the NFL. I think it starts getting called. Give me the Packers to beat the Eagles.
Well,
at home. And and the Packers one of those teams, who knows what's going to happen. I'm taking the Packers.
all right. So we're pretty much, our week's going to come down to Monday Night Football unless you pick the Dolphins.
Oh shit.
I'm going to go with the Philadelphia Eagles because the Packers just lost to the Panthers. And I know maybe they were looking ahead, maybe they wasn't, but the Eagles are coming off a bye week. They just got a shot in the arm with the trade. I just don't think the Packers will beat them. I'm going Eagles. All right. Last game.
It's got to be an upset somewhere. I'm going to go with this one. Oh, yeah. Last game, I got the Bills.
Buffalo's traveling to
Got
Miami.
the Bills, dude.
And I've made it very clear who I want to win this game. But the Miami Dolphins are not going to win this football game. I'm just hoping that it's not embarrassing. The Bills are going to beat us.
It's going to be embarrassing.
The Bills are going to beat us. They're going to probably beat us by double digits. If this game gets ugly, this will be the one week that I'll change it over to the Buccaneer game and watch the Buccaneer Patriot game because I'm not going to sit there and watch Buffalo's fans in our stadium in the second half going nuts because they're killing us. So we both picking the Bills.
Here's how I see this game. If you've ever seen a movie where there's a prison rape scene, this is what that game's going to look like. The Buffalo Bills are the sisters, and the Dolphins is Andy Dufresne from Shawshank Redemption. That's what it's going to be. But we're not clever enough to turn the tables like Andy Dufresne did. Andy Dufresne, I always liked him. I liked him instantly.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to be good. God, I hate Buffalo. I just absolutely hate Buffalo.
I'm paying money to go down there and watch this.
Well, I mean, you've already paid your money.
I'm paying money to watch this ass whooping.
You've already paid your money. You got season tickets. Now you got to pay.
I'm paying.
You got to pay parking. You got to pay for transportation.
I want to buy a train ticket. Yep.
Is Fudge going too?
Food. Fudge is out, dude. I'm taking my boy Ryan. This guy I know from the college community. He's a Dolphin fan. He's going to go and sit in misery with me. Misery loves company, baby. Misery loves company. Except our misery is going to come in the form of Kathy Bates in a Josh Allen uniform. We're going to get cobbled, bro. I'm your number one fan. Will anybody get these movie references? I don't know.
I'm getting every one of them. I hate Josh Allen.
I know you are.
I hate Josh Allen as much as I've made.
Jeez, I know you're getting them.
I might hate him as much as I've hated any player that's ever played the NFL. I cannot stand Josh Allen. Oh, God, I hate him. Yeah. We've beat him one time. I think we have one win against him since he's been in the NFL.
I know, dude. Buffalo's been on a run, dude. They've been on a run. And they might. Yeah, because it's going to take us, dude, at least 3 years to get out of this hole we've dug. At least 3. It's going to be painful. A lot of people are saying this is probably the biggest rebuild project in NFL history, and it's going to take us 3 years before we even see light. See light. So they could probably run another 7 in a row. They could run another 7 in a row. They might do it.
I mean, I'm like, I don't know what's going to come first, me retiring or the Dolphins winning a playoff game. Probably me retiring. It's so bad.
That's sad, dude.
Let's
Retiring, though, don't sound too bad, though. I mean, it's nice that you get to say that.
Let's go Heat, baby. Let's go Heat. Let's go Panthers.
Oh, dude.
I mean,
I feel like the Heat's going to have a good season. They're going to be sneaky.
Now, not to just to touch base on other sports to show you one of the podcasts that didn't get on air was the beginning of the baseball playoffs, and we both said the Dodgers were the team to beat, so we both hit that. But what a great Game 7!
Oh, yeah.
What a great World Series!
Yeah, one of the best World Series ever that I've ever witnessed.
I mean,
Of course, the 2017 Astros Dodgers was
I'm
really
partial
good too.
to the 91 Braves Twins, but we lost it, and that still kills me. But that was a great World Series. I was pulling for the Blue Jays because the Dodgers they got 2 players making almost $1 billion. But I am happy for Freddie Freeman, one of my all-time favorite Braves. He got his 3rd World Series ring, so congratulations to him. But now we're all geared up for basketball and hockey. Two sports that South Florida have, I think, good quality teams. Because I know the Panthers are going to be there. I mean, I don't know if they're going to win it, but they're going to be there. They're going to be in the conversation. And I really feel like the Heat is top 3 or 4 in the East easily. Maybe even better. They're going to sneak up on some people.
Oh, well, they're going to be sneaky, dude. Sneaky. And Hero's not even. Our best player's not even playing. Our best player's not even playing.
They already slapped around the Knicks, and that's always fun. I mean, anytime we can beat the Knicks, anytime one of my teams can beat a team from New York, I'm just thrilled with it.
Dude, I can't wait for the game where Bonnie Tyler just comes out and goes, "We need a hero!" Then Tyler Hero runs out on the court. Give me that. I can't wait for that. Bonnie Tyler game, baby.
I mean, you should book it. You should set that up. I saw an interesting.
I mean, I don't know how it's not already done. How it's not already done.
I saw an interesting trade proposal in the NBA. You're not going to like it because you love Tyler Hero.
Hit me with it. I probably won't.
Tyler Hero going to the Memphis Grizzlies for Ja Morant.
No.
I kind of agree with you just because he's so much drama.
That guy is not Heat caliber. He's not Heat caliber.
I just don't. He wouldn't fit in with
Pat
the
Riley
Heat.
would direct it. I mean, I'm not worried about it.
I don't think it'll happen either because of that reason. Pat Riley won't put up with him.
I don't like that guy.
But if he would get rid of all the other crap, he's a great player. Great player. But you can't depend on him. He's not dependable.
Fun to watch.
To watch.
No.
But
he's
not if we had to give up time.
Absolute diva.
But
if anybody could straighten his ass out, it's Spoelstra and Riles.
I mean, but you don't give up.
If anybody can straighten him out, dude, it's them two.
You don't give up a player like Hero to bring him in. I mean, you give up nothing and just try to bring him in, kind of like the Dolphins did way back when with Lawrence Phillips. Yeah, we'll bring him in for nothing. And if it works out, great. If he don't, we'll cut ties. And, of course, we all know how that ended up. Cutting ties with him and him ended up in prison.
I mean, we
Didn't
still
he-
haven't seen since Gorgon Dragic and Tyler Hero's rookie year. We still haven't seen Tyler Hero with a true point. You know what I'm saying? A really true point. And I think that, the kid we got in the draft, I can never say his name. It's going to take me a while to learn it. But I think if this kid heats up, gives Tyler Hero a true point guard, oh, man, we're going to see Tyler Hero his best form ever.
Well, they
Give
lost.
him a true point guard like Gorgon Dragic.
The Heat lost opening night to the Magic. Magic's a very good team. They lost at San Antonio
Yeah.
to the Spurs.
Really good team.
The Spurs are an up-and-coming team, and they lost to L.A. to the Lakers.
Yeah,
But then
a lot of people are going to lose to them.
lost to L.A. to the Lakers, but bounced back and beat the Clippers like 2 nights later. You can go out you can go out west and you split your games as a Heat. You're doing okay because West Coast trips are never usually good to East Coast teams. So go out there, stay 500, come home, beat the teams. I think they're going to get better and better. The Celtics are not going to be great this year because Tatum's going to pretty much be out all season. There's holes up there. The Knicks are overrated. They proved that last year. The Pacers are missing their best players.
Yeah.
So the East is wide open. The Magic is very good, but I think the Heat down the stretch, the Heat had some pieces. We got a better coach than they've got. There ain't a better coach in the NBA than what we've got.
And the NBA, I know you hate us. I know you hate it. Make that Terry Rozier trade right. Give us our draft picks back. Make the Hornets give us our draft picks back.
Yeah.
I'm serious, dude. That's some bullshit. They knew about it. How do you not know about that and then let him get traded? That was planned, dude. Because, I think there is some Heat animosity, and because a lot of it stems from Pat Riley with the NBA and the Miami Heat.
Yeah,
And I think
there's
they let that happen.
definitely. Well, and we got LeBron and got the big three. There's a lot of people out there that just don't like the Heat for that reason, and we win. Yeah, we haven't won a championship in a few years, but we've been there. We've been in the running. It's you can always count on the Heat to get better as the season goes on, and playoff time they're usually a tough out. So, but we'll see.
Hey, we've been to 50% of the Eastern Conference Finals. 50% in the last 20 years. 50%.
Yeah. In a time
That's
where
saying something.
in a time where there's parity around the league, we've been consistent. And let's be honest, there's some teams that got there that probably wasn't good enough to get there, but because of good coaching and some clutch players, we got there. So, but I hate that we have to talk about basketball in November. I love basketball. I love the NBA. But the fact that we have to sit, the fact that we have to sit here and talk about it on November 5th is just a sad state that the Miami Dolphins are in. Because I'd much rather talk about the Dolphins all year long, but it's just too damn depressing.
And it's not getting any better anytime soon, dude. Strap in, Dolphin fans. You're about to go through a dark time period in Miami Dolphin football history.
I feel like we've already.
Tua's still under contract. He's still going to be on the team next year.
I feel like we've already been in that dark time for like 2.5 decades. And earlier, when you were talking about Shula,
It's getting darker, dude. It's getting darker.
Shula's been gone for 3 decades now. 95 was his last season, so. I was asked today, and you're not going to like my answer to this. I was asked today by Cameron, is Don Shula the greatest coach ever? I said, well, he's in the conversation. He was 2-4 in Super Bowls. That kind of holds him back. He goes, well, who else would you put? And I named off some people. I said, but Bill Walsh not only was a winner that revolutionized the game, look how many great coaches came from him that he tutored to become coaches. So I think Bill Walsh should be in that conversation. Shula should be in that conversation. Of course, Lombardi and Hallis and all those guys. You can't overlook the history of the game. But that's a show, too, that, who are the greatest coaches of all time? Who's the greatest this?
Well, let me just say one name that you didn't say. And the reason why I think these are the 2 best coaches in NFL history, because they took multiple quarterbacks to the Super Bowl, not just one quarterback. You can say Bill Walsh and Joe Montana are tied together. You can say Tom Brady and Bill Belichick are tied together. Joe Gibbs and Don Shula took multiple quarterbacks, not one, not two, but multiple quarterbacks to a Super Bowl, and I think that says a lot.
Well, and I agree with that, and I actually left Joe Gibbs off my list when I was naming people, but Tom Landry's name should be on there. Bill Parcells, I mean, he won 2 Super Bowls. He took the Patriots to a Super Bowl with Bledsoe. He won the 2 Super
Parcells
He
won
the
two
2 Super Bowls with 2 different quarterbacks because Sims got hurt that season, and he won that Super Bowl with Jeff Hostetler. So Parcells should be mentioned. I don't think he's in that very, very, very top just because of his longevity and stuff. But, he's definitely should be mentioned. He should be on that short list. But, I mean, if you're talking great, Don Shula's definitely on that list. I mean, he's got more regular season wins than anybody. More wins than anybody. He coached in 6 Super Bowls for 2 different teams. That's a huge accomplishment. He only won 2 of them. But the thing about Shula is how many coaches could take a team that was pretty much straight running the football to the Super Bowl and then 10 years later take a team that threw it all around the field to the Super Bowl. He changed with the game.
Broke records.
Changed with the game. Not just that. 82, he took a team that couldn't complete a pass in the second half of the Super Bowl. Pretty much ran and played defense, got to the Super Bowl, and then 2 years later revamped the whole offense around Marino and went back to the Super Bowl. So, I mean, there's, you can't tie him to a quarterback because he won them with Greasy. But 72, Greasy was hurt a big chunk of the year, so we had a backup. Not many people could do that. I mean, so.
And he probably took one of the worst quarterbacks in NFL history to the Super Bowl in David Woodley. If you really had to look at quarterbacks, if you had to take all the Super Bowl quarterbacks, I'm sure David Woodley probably be in the top 5 quarterbacks you really wouldn't want coaching quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, I would.
Even though I'm a big Woodley fan.
I mean, I love Woodley, but I mean, honestly, I know people point to Rex Grossman. I would rather have Rex Grossman as my quarterback than David Woodley. Woodley.
Sexy Rexy?
I mean, I can't think of too many quarterbacks that started a Super Bowl that I wouldn't take over David Woodley. And I mean, he ended up getting benched in the game for Strock, but that was kind of the normal thing.
Dude, there's a universe out there somewhere where Sexy Rexy has as many Super Bowls as Tom Brady. He's the Tom Brady of that universe. Sexy Rexy.
Hey, I'll tell you this. I sat in the student section at the 01 Florida-Tennessee game in Gainesville that was played in December because of 9/11. And Tennessee beat us 34-32 because we didn't get a 2-point conversion. But Rex Grossman got beat to death that game, and he kept getting up. He kept getting up, and he kept completing passes, and he damn near came back and won that football game. He proved to me that night how tough he was. Because, I mean, he was getting just absolutely tattooed by Tennessee's big defensive ends. One of them was Haynesworth, and I can't remember who the other one was, but it was somebody who went on to a big NFL career. And he was just, he did everything he could to win that ball game on his own. So he was a tough guy. I'll give him that. And he led the Bears to a Super Bowl.
Oh, Henderson.
Henderson, yep, that's who it was. It was Henderson and Hayworth. So,
I mean, I think we had I think everything, I don't want to jinx it, but it looks like everything went smooth on this show. And I think we had a good show, man.
I do too. It's going to be a long one, but
for
that's
two
okay.
guys who really don't prepare for a show, we had a damn good show. We had a damn good show.
We probably will have to prepare a little bit.
I feel like there's a lot of podcasts where they talk about the show. Yeah. If we start preparing for a show, holy shit, it's going to be great.
Well, during the off season, we might have to just a little bit, just to kind of get our topics down. But I mean, we're going to talk other sports.
Yeah.
We've kind of shown that we like all sports.
This is our first year.
I mean,
Yeah.
except for soccer.
We're gonna do top 10 lists.
Except for soccer, we pretty much like every sport.
Fuck,
I mean, we like hockey, we like basketball, we like baseball. So I mean, we'll sprinkle some of that in during the off season. But we're going to talk the draft. We'll talk our top 10. We'll tell like our top 5 Neil stories. I know Neil's listening. Just Neil had a birthday.
Oh yeah, the characters.
Neil had a.
Oh God, guys, it's my birthday.
His birthday was Halloween. He turned 59, so he's almost 60, and he's there's stories from Neil for days.
I ate a whole pumpkin.
There were stories from Neil.
I ate a whole pumpkin, guys.
We could tell stories on him for days.
There's some hilarious stories.
There's some
horror
stories over the last.
Most
of those have came the last 5 or 6 years, but there's some stories from back in the day. There's some stories from back in the day that.
Brad, can you give me 2 cheeseburgers? God, we got to get Brad on to talk about that. Dude. We got to get some special guests.
Hey, I got some. Too bad we don't play the 49ers because we have 2 guests we could bring on for a 49er game, but we don't play them this year. Because my 49er fan at work is dying.
I don't want to bring on no guests until we start winning.
Well, dude, then we'll be.
I don't want to bring no guests on until we start winning. I want to be able to talk shit.
Then we're going to be in the nursing home before we get guests.
Oh, they open. All right, so let's wrap this show up. I got to edit this shit.
Go Fins, baby! Pull off the miracle Sunday. Make little
Fins up.
Make little McNutt happy.
Beat the Bills.
Make little McNutt happy down at the stadium and talk some shit to some Bill fans. And
yeah, I want to dance.
Well, I mean, don't make the public pull for Buffalo.
Huh? I do have some special powers. I can turn a whole room against me.
Well, I mean, I think I helped on that.
All right, boys. You have a good night, dude.
Have a good night, y'all.